too many words. I don't know, I'm still waking up, but I just feel like there's too many words. I was nervous about 75% in. There was twists happening and I was like, what? This vlog now has 2 DNFs. Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Venus and this is the start of a new reading vlog. I am so excited. This is actually my first reading vlog for this year and it's September, but that's okay. I am going to be switching out my screen time for reading time because I am on my phone too much. Too much. I feel like obviously could be doing many other things and why not reading? So I just filmed my fall TBR, so there's a lot of books on there that I hope to get to. So let's start digging into them this week. Let's see how many hours I'm gonna have to read every single day, starting today. So last week, my average daily time on my phone was 5 hours and 6 minutes. And I will screenshot this and put it up on the screen so you can all see how much time I spend on TikTok. It says I was on TikTok for almost 9 hours last week. That's like a work day on TikTok. What? Then I was on Safari for almost 6 hours, probably Googling random things at 2 o'clock in the morning. And of course YouTube, because I watch booktube all day. And then of course Instagram, emails, and Goodreads. That's what this vlog is going to be about. And of course, let's talk about the books I plan on reading. So first up is I'm actually almost finished Mr. Mercedes by Stephen King. I was super excited to read it because I've never read any Stephen King books that were like that was from like kind of a detective point of view. So Mr. Mercedes is like a mass murderer. He did like this horrible thing and we are following Bill Hodges, who is a retired police detective, and he is determined to capture Mr. Mercedes. So Mr. Mercedes was one of the cases when he retired that he never completed, and Mr. Mercedes is obviously still free. So we are following him as he tries to capture him, and Mr. Mercedes is definitely a horrible character, but it's kind of slow. I mean, most Stephen King books are slow, but this one, usually because I'm so engrossed with the character development, I don't mind it, but in this one, it's just slow. It's just slow. I've been reading this. Okay, so also let's talk about, sorry, I'm all over the place. It's now currently September 17th. I have only finished 1 book this month, and that was Harry Potter, Prisoner of Azkaban. And I've been reading this since I finished that, and I think that was like, I don't even remember, the 10th. Finished that on the 10th of September. So it usually doesn't take me this long to finish books, and I'm like dragging. So I have 2.5 hours left on the audiobook. So that'll be half of my screen time that I can get finished by finishing this book today. It's also Sunday, so football is on, which I usually do. Sundays watch football all day. So it's 2:30 in the afternoon. Ravens are actually playing right now, but they're sucking. So I figured I would just do an intro to my vlog. And yeah, so the plan is to finish Mr. Mercedes today. I'm gonna try to read My Roommate is a Vampire by Jenna Levine, see if I like this book. This one is about a 18th century vampire who is renting a room out in his apartment to a woman who is in desperate need of a cheap apartment, and I think he's renting it out for like a really ridiculous price in Chicago. And of course she moves in and there's little things that she notices, blood in his freezer or fridge, and it goes from there. It's supposed to be a romantic comedy, so I'm hoping I enjoy this. I'm struggling with romance books this year. This one has mixed reviews, so I might be setting myself up, but we'll see. So this is on the list for this week. Also, The September House. This is a thriller by Carissa Orlando. I am hearing really good things about this one. I'm just gonna read a little caption here. A woman is determined to stay in her dream home even after it becomes a haunted nightmare in this compulsively readable, twisty, and layered debut. And I think this is about this house that has some murders in it from the past. I don't know. Just Another Missing Person by Gillian McAllister. I have the audio and the ebook for this one. The audiobook is only 10 hours, so I usually listen to my audiobooks at 2 times speed, so I should be able to get through that in 5 hours, so that might knock out 1 day for my screen time. So those so far, that's 4 books. I might be able to get more done, but we'll just stick to this for now. So that's the plan. So like I said, it is Sunday. We just ordered some wings, so I'm gonna go eat some wings and drink a pumpkin beer and get started on finishing Mr. Mercedes, and I will check back in with you guys later. See ya. So I am back. I finished Mr. Mercedes, and I think I'm going to give it a 3.5 and round it up to 4 stars on Goodreads. I overall enjoyed it. I just feel like it was a little too long, and some of the dialogue. So there is a black character he's about 17 years old. Bill Hodges' like neighbor who mows his lawn and lives in the neighborhood. And some of the dialogue that Stephen King uses for this young boy is so cringy. So yeah, so that was a little hard to read through. And then also I could totally do without ever reading another Stephen King sex scene. Like, I need him to just never do that again. It was very not fun to read. Definitely could have done without that. The overall story, though, was great. It was fantastic. The ending was very stressful and fast-paced, and there was a lot happening, and it was giving me anxiety, which is good anxiety. So I really, really enjoyed this. And yeah, so 3.5 rounded up to 4 stars on Goodreads. I forgot to mention this book has 2 POVs, so you're following Bill Hodges, who is the detective, retired detective, and Mr. Mercedes. His name is Brady in this book, his real name, and you're getting both of their points of views, and it was good going back and forth from that. So yeah, I recommend it. I'm looking forward to continuing on with the series. So I think the next book that I'm going to read is going to be My Roommate is a Vampire by Jenna Levine. My total read hours for finishing Mr. Mercedes, I'm going to post it up on the screen. I believe it was just over 3 hours. So I have about under 2 hours to read to meet my screen time for today. Sometimes when I read in the evenings and it's really gloomy outside and raining, I fall asleep. But I just have to read for 2 hours. This is a pretty short book. I know I won't finish it in 2 hours. I can at least get a pretty good chunk of this read. I probably won't check back in with you guys until tomorrow morning, and that's it for now. Tuesday around 7:40 in the morning. I am getting ready for work, but I figured I'd give you an update. I did get just over 100 pages into My Roommate is a Vampire. Good news is I haven't DNFed it. It's not the greatest. I will say probably right now, 100 pages in, I'm gonna assume that my rating's probably gonna be like a 2.5, unless something very exciting happens for the next half of this book. It's a short book. It's only 335 pages. So there's still hope. I don't think it's gonna be over 3 stars though. So she has moved in with this vampire. She now knows that he is a vampire. Let me make sure I'm not spelling anything. Yes, so she now knows that he is a vampire, and we're getting ready to, I guess, learn how he became a vampire. So I'm excited to get to that part. Outside of that, the angst is not very good right now. I'm not really buying that they're gonna end up together. And the writing, it's like too many words. I don't know, I'm still waking up, but I just feel like there's too many words. It's overworded, just the way this author's writing. So I'm not sure what I think quite yet, but that's a little update. I'm gonna enjoy my morning coffee. I have some editing I need to do, and then I'll probably try to listen to this throughout the day. I work from home. I'm a nurse, but thank God I'm able to work from home. So I'll check in with you probably around my either morning break or lunch break. We'll see. But until then, see ya. Hello, I'm back. I'm on my lunch break. I just wanted to check in really quick. Guess what? I DNFed this. I can't. I got 130 pages in, and I was so incredibly bored. It had there was just no atmosphere. There was no chemistry between these characters. The fact that he's from the 18th century, I believe, and he needs her assistance with kind of getting caught up with modern days, that whole thing was just super boring to me. There was a part where they're in a coffee shop and she's trying to teach him how to order a coffee, and I swear it was I was listening to it on audio and it felt like it went on for 20 minutes. It was horrible. So I'm sorry, I can't do it. I'm DNFing this. We're just on a roll with romances, but I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that I will get a good romance at some point. So I'm done with this. The next book I'm gonna do is a thriller. I can't remember the name of it. I think it's called Wrong Place or something like that, but I have it on Libby, so I'm gonna start that. I'm gonna eat my lunch and start on that, and then I will check back in with you guys later. But yeah, DNF, my roommate is a vampire, because I don't care. Hello. So it is Tuesday. I think it's after 5, almost 5:30. So I didn't check in last night. I did not read, so this screen time swapping for reading is already failing. But I was not on my phone. I was on a device though. I was editing my fall TBR. So first time using Final Cut Pro. Took a little longer than I expected. So I just didn't get a chance to read. And I went to bed late for me after 10 o'clock. Because not gonna lie, I'm usually in bed by 8:30. But I'm usually scrolling on TikTok for a little bit after that. Yeah, so I didn't read yesterday. This vlog might just turn into a just regular reading vlog. We'll see. Because it's 5:30 and I haven't really read today. There's no way I'm reading 5 hours tonight, because that's way past my bedtime. So we're just gonna call this a reading vlog and not a screen time swap for reading, because I'm failing at that miserably. But I haven't been on TikTok, so that's a good thing. I did start reading. Oh my gosh, I've already forgotten what it's called. Not Just a Missing Person. I'll put it up on the screen. And I'm about 9% in. So I did read a little bit yesterday and today. I'm about 9% in. And initially I was like, oh, I don't think I'm gonna like this. It was the writing was kind of weird. It was very short sentences. It was weird to follow. It is a UK setting. I'm not sure where, but so the audiobook narrator is British, which is fine, but I have to slow it down because I cannot listen to audiobooks on 2 times speed when it's a British narrator, because my brain just can't process it. So yeah, I think I have it at 1.5. After the first chapter, the ending of the first chapter, I was like, oh, okay, this is getting good. We switched POV. So this book so far is about a girl who is missing, and she goes into an alleyway that there's no doors, there's no street, it's a dead end, and she is never seen coming back out of the alleyway on all of their footage. They call it CCTV in the UK. So I'm like, how the hell? So I'm very intrigued. The second POV is her father. So it's interesting to kind of see where that's gonna go. So I have no idea. I can't imagine what the twist is going to be, how this girl just disappeared in an alleyway. So we will see. And yeah, that's all I have for now. So I will check back in. Right now the struggle is, what are we eating for dinner? Because it's one of those days where I don't feel like cooking. And no one's home yet. My daughter's at a badminton game and my husband is working late today. And my son, I think he's still at work. So it's just me and the dog, and I still don't know what we're eating. So we'll see how that goes. I'll check in with you guys probably tomorrow and let you know how the book is going. Wednesday morning, and I'm on my morning break from work eating oatmeal. Good for your cholesterol. So I am, I think, like 60% into Not Just Another Missing Person. I think that's the title. And it's good. Like right now I'm at where I feel like it would be a 3.5, 4-star rating, depending on the direction it goes in. There are actually multiple POVs. I think the last time I checked in, I said there were 2. There's multiple. Now it's a lot of things going on. So the main POV is Julia. She's the detective, and she has this secret that has come back to haunt her. So in addition to this missing woman, Olivia, she's dealing with this secret. I'm trying not to spoil it, obviously. And then she's got like just a family situation, like with her husband, that's going on. So we're in her head a lot, and sometimes it can be a little bit boring because she's constantly like thinking about all these different things that are happening. And then when we get to like other POVs with this missing person, little bits and pieces are being uncovered, and at the end of every chapter there's like a little cliffhanger, which I like. I know some people don't like that in books, but I love that because it makes me like want to keep turning, like what is going on. So overall, I'm enjoying it. The pacing is just a little slow for me with thrillers, but I am very interested to see what direction this book is going to go in, because something was just revealed and I'm like, what? So I literally cannot guess what is happening, and I love that in thrillers. So I'm really, really hoping that whatever the like main twist is not my, like there's a trope that I cannot stand in thrillers, and that when that happens, like the book is just automatically trash to me. I hate when authors use this tactic, so I'm praying that's not what it is. If it's not that, I will let you guys know what that is that I can't stand. I don't want to spoil it and say it though, what it is, in case it is that. I'll let you know later. Otherwise, I'm gonna finish my breakfast and go back to work and check in. I'm assuming I will finish this book today. And then my plan is, since I DNFed my roommate is a vampire romance, I'm gonna try to get in a romance this week because it's only Wednesday. So I still have plenty of time to read something else in this vlog. So hopefully it'll be a romance. So I will check in with you guys later. Hello, I'm on my lunch break. I'm getting ready to jump back into the book, but I just received a package. This isn't book related, but I just figured I'd share it since I got it. These are like Halloween inspired nails. I haven't used this company's nail stuff before, but they're called Dashing Diva. So I haven't been to a nail salon since COVID because I discovered strips. So these are my real nails. They're not, I just did them last night. They're not like acrylics or what is it called? Press-ons or anything. These are my real nails, and I usually use, this is so not an ad, and I do not sell this stuff. No, but I buy them. It's called Color Street. It's nail polish, but they're stickers, and you just put them on, and then they're dry almost. I think they're like 90% dry. You put them on, you don't have to wait for them to dry or anything. You can go on about your business. You just have to be careful because the tips can peel a little bit, and then they completely cure to your nails. And then, yeah, I usually put a what's it called? Top coat on just to kind of keep them longer so they don't chip, but they usually last about 10 days, and I have not walked into a nail salon since COVID, like I said. So this is supposedly the same concept, but it's, like I said, Dashing Diva. And these are their Halloween ones. How cute is that? So these are stickers too. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. I did try, I've never worn press-ons before, so we'll see how this goes, but these are also Halloween, and it has Ghostface on there, which I love. They're cute. So I'll see how that goes. So I just thought I would share. I'm going to jump back into the book now, and I'll be back. Hello, it is Thursday morning, and I finished Just Another Missing Person last night, and I'm giving it 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. I was nervous about 75% in. There was twists happening, and I was like, what? And then as it progressed, I really, really liked the direction that it went into. So I obviously can't give too much away because it's a thriller and we don't want to spoil anything. Things that I really liked the twist. The main character, Detective Julia, even though some of her babbling in her mind was repetitive and getting kind of annoying, I overall really liked her character. And some of the other POVs I really enjoyed also. There's one of them that's not a POV, but one of the characters, I swear, like the whole time I'm like, what is up with this guy? He is so irritating. And it makes sense towards the end. I'm not going to say who it is, but it totally makes sense towards the end. So I'm glad that that worked out. And then there's one character that's mentioned and weaved in and out throughout the whole storyline that really came through at the end, and I loved that. So I think this is a great thriller. I really recommend it. But if you don't like slow burns, if you don't like being in characters' minds where they're just kind of babbling on and on and on, then you might not like this. And some of the plot twists were very convoluted, and it took a while to like piece it together and like make it make sense in your mind, because they also kind of, I'm not going to say anything else. I think it's a good book. I enjoyed it. I'm going to give it 4 stars. But if you don't like slower paced thrillers, then you might want to skip this one. Okay, so moving on to the next book. I put up, I'm sorry, my voice, I'm still getting over a cold. I'm feeling better, but I still sound weird, so I apologize for that. But the next book, and the sun is now moving, so we've got some weird shadow things going on here, so I'm sorry. It's really early in the morning. It's like 7 something. But I wanted to get this done before I started work. Oh, so I posted on my Instagram yesterday, help me pick my next book. And it was the 3 fall romance books that I went over in my fall TBR. If you haven't watched that, please check that out, and you will know which books I'm talking about. But I will also post them on the screen, probably over here, because of all the shadows happening. And you guys picked Just Don't Fall. Or I don't know if it was you guys, but people on Instagram picked Just Don't Fall. I can't remember what the percentage is. I think it's, do I have my phone? I don't have my phone with me. I think it's like 50%, but I'll post the results on here. So I'm excited. This one is it has a hockey player in it. He is coming back to his hometown because I think he has an injury, and his ex-best friend's little sister used to have a crush on him, and she is now working in the like media production department of his new, downgraded from Major League Hockey to like a local, I don't know what, AHL or something like that. I'm terrible with hockey. I know nothing about it, but he's been downgraded to that in their small town, and she has to talk him into doing like TikToks and stuff, media stuff for the team that he's on now, and he's not feeling it at all. And then I'm sure little sparks fly, and it goes from there. I'm hoping I get all the fall vibes. I'm hoping that I love this romance, because I have not read a good romance in a very long time. Hopefully everyone picked a good one for me. I will check back in with you guys later. Hi guys, checking in. It is Friday, finally. Tomorrow is the first day of fall. I'm so excited. It is finally officially fall, and I can't wait. I just want time to slow down now. I want this time to spread out from now until the end of the year. It's just my favorite time of year, so I'm so excited. But I'm checking in. So I'm DNFing Just Don't Fall. This vlog now has 2 DNFs. I can't do it. I can't do it. So I kind of knew that this might be an issue in the beginning of this book when it said content warnings, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to go through all of them. But one of them says a heroine who has never been kissed. Listen, I'm in my 40s. I'm a grown-ass woman. If I'm going to read a romance book, I need to have a little bit of spice. It doesn't have to be graphic. It can be closed door, but I need it to have some kind of happy ending, literally. So I went into this already thinking this is probably not going to go well for me, but I wanted to read it because I was hoping I was going to get fall vibes, and that would have made up for, you know, first time being kissed, 20-something-year-old. That would have been fine. But this book literally had like 2 sentences that mentioned fall. It was 100% not part of like a big part of the story. I did get to 44%. I'm not going to lie, the hero, the male love interest, he was cute. I liked him. There was very cute banter. So if you're okay with reading, you know, a story about never been kissed, it's not very angsty. It's got a little bit of angst. There are a couple moments that were good, and I kind of chuckled at. It was cute. But about 44% into it, where I DNF'd it, I realized I know where this is going. And it's just the whole point of me reading this book is because I wanted a fall romance. I wanted those vibes. And it wasn't there. So I have plenty of other books I need to be reading, so I DNF'd it. You know, if that sounds like something you're interested in, definitely give it a try. I think the author's writing was very good. That's why I got through 44%, because otherwise it would have been DNF right away. But other than that, if you're into that, give it a try. And there's a whole series by different authors set in this town that is barely mentioned in the story. So give it a go. So the last book I am going to read for this vlog is going to be The September House. Yes, we are going back to thrillers, and I think this is actually a haunting, and I'm excited. I need something to keep my attention. This whole weekend is gonna be rainy and gloomy and fall. So there's gonna be all the vibes, and I think this is gonna be perfect. I will end this vlog after I finish this book, however long that takes, whether it's the whole weekend, whatever. So I will check back in with you guys after I've gotten into this a little bit. I am working. It is Friday. I'm on my break. So I'll get started with this, and I'll talk to you guys later. Saturday, and I am checking in. I did not get much reading done yesterday. I went to had a date night with my husband. We went to had a Mexican food and margaritas, and then I came home and crashed. So I am reading September House right now, and I've gotten to about page 80. This book is about Margaret and Hal. They buy this beautiful Victorian house that is haunted, and Hal has disappeared. He has decided he has had enough of the hauntings, and his daughter, who they haven't seen in years, is wondering where he has gone. So the mom is now trying to, because she doesn't know Margaret doesn't know where he's gone either. And she is living in this house with all of these ghost hauntings like it's normal. She calls them pranksters. The house literally bleeds from the inside every September, and all kinds of other crazy things happen, I'm assuming. And of course, Catherine, the daughter, has come in September to try to figure out where her father has gone. So right now I'm at a point where Margaret is trying to figure out a way to hide these weird things that are happening in the house from Catherine. So it's interesting so far. It's kind of weird. I really have no idea what direction this is going in. One of the ghosts, I think her name is, oh gosh, I can't remember her name, but Frederica. Frederica used to be a housemaid in this house over 100 years ago, and she can actually touch her, and she does stuff around the house. She continues to be a housemaid, and just like she did 100 years ago. So I really like her, I guess if you want to call it character.
in this book. But yeah, that's where we are so far. There is Zoe, and she's chilling. Zoe. She is chilling. So it is super gloomy outside. I am just going to read today and probably finish this book and wrap this vlog up. And yeah, that is my check-in.
It all day and I have thoughts. So I can't get into it too much because it's a thriller and there are some twists that happen and I don't want to ruin it for you. So it's definitely best to just go in with the premise of what's in the synopsis. But there are definitely triggers in this book. So if you have triggers, please look those up because this book can definitely be triggering. It starts out very lighthearted with the hauntings and the pranksters that Margaret is seeing in her house, and then her daughter comes and they're trying to find her dad, Hal, and then it starts getting very, very dark. I'm not gonna lie, like the first 75% of it, I was like, okay, this is probably gonna be like a 3.5 star, but the last like 25%, the ending, 5 stars. 5 stars. So I'm definitely probably going to give this like a 4 or 4.5 star. This book is fantastic. I really, really enjoyed it. So yeah, I wish I could go into more detail about it, but it's really best to only go into it knowing what's in the premise, the synopsis on the inside cover of the book. I will tell you this. If you get to a point where you feel like you're really struggling because Margaret is like kind of all over the place, and you're really trying to like understand what exactly is happening, push through. I promise you, it is definitely worth it. So I think I'm gonna give this 4.5 stars. This was a really great book. I'm so excited to hear everybody else's thoughts on it. I don't think I've seen any other reviews on it yet. So yeah, that's it. That's the end of this reading vlog. I had such a great time filming this. I missed vlogging, so it's not the most watched thing on my channel, but that's fine. I'm okay with that. I enjoy doing it. I love the creativity of putting the videos together and the b-roll and the music and all that fun stuff, and I also really love watching reading vlogs, so definitely gonna see more of them from me. I am going to go make some cookies. My daughter wants to make those. I don't know if you've seen it on TikTok, but the chocolate chip cookies, the little fall cookie on top. I think we have pumpkin, so we're gonna do that. So I may include that on the end clip of this video, but until next time, thank you so much for joining me. I had a great time filming this. Some wins and some fails in this vlog, but I'm glad I ended on a high. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and if you are new here, thank you so much for stopping by, and everyone, I hope you hit that like and subscribe button to help my channel grow, and I appreciate every single one of you. Until next time, see ya.